organization. Nami provides advocacy, education, support, and public awareness throughout the county at no charge to all individuals and families affected by mental illness so they can build better lives. As I mentioned, our theme this year is making waves in mental health. For example, when waves crash on shore, they make a significant impact to the landscape. So if you make waves, you change a situation by doing things. Many of us here believe that we not only need to make waves, that we need a tsunami. So this is Mental Health Awareness Week, and we all walk to let Los Angeles County and the world know that stigma and discrimination are bogus, and that recovery is not just a possibility, it's alive and well right here in Grand Park. Nami Walks is a celebration of all the work you have done in educating the public about the impact mental illness has in your lives and on the community. So give yourselves a big round of applause, and thank you for the work you put in to make this year's event so gnarly. We're totally stoked by being around people who understand mental health conditions and have compassion. There is hope because of us. We're so pleased to welcome a special team leader who wants to spark the conversation around mental health. Christine N. Simmons is President and Chief Operations Officer of the Los Angeles Sparks basketball team. Woo! As one of the founding WNBA teams, this iconic franchise has 2 league titles as well as the most playoff appearances, 14 in WNBA's 19-year history. Please welcome Christine Simmons, the LA Sparks president.
Good morning. Oh, come on, we gotta do better than that. Good morning. That's much better. So one note, we have 3 WNBA championships, yes? Yes. So proud to be here. This hits home for me personally. So my father served a tour in Vietnam, and he is that man who believes he is immortal, right? He is that strong, deep South-rooted black man who thinks that he is invincible, and just recently started talking about his PTSD. And I am so proud of him. I am so proud of him for having the strength and the courage to finally express that which he couldn't for the majority of his life, really. In his 70s, like it took that long. But now he understands what pride, what strength, what courage really is. And that means addressing this and battling it head on. So I am so honored to be here because this is one of my true passions personally from my experience with my father. With the Sparks, we are so passionate about mental health and also supporting our veterans and active military. So this just brings it all together for us. For those of you who weren't there, we had a phenomenal event last season, our first inaugural Mental Health Awareness Night, where we did yoga. We had a great panel. It was absolutely phenomenal. So I just really want to thank Dr. Sharon, Shelley, everyone who has been a part of this for us, where we're growing this and taking the stigma out of this conversation. We're doing it in sports. We're going to do it here today, and we're going to walk strong and we're going to walk proud and support those that need us most. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, and go Sparks.
Thank you. Go Sparks, yes. Brittany Weissman, Executive Director of NAMI Los Angeles County Council, does a great job of advocating for our communities and supporting our many affiliates and partners. It's my pleasure to introduce Brittany Brittany.
What is up, NAMI? What is up? Welcome to Grand Park. Welcome to Nami Walks. I am so glad to see each one of you here. I wish I could come out and hug you all and thank you for being part of this great movement. I want to call out the affiliates of NAMI that are here representing Strong. We got the booths back there in the outside perimeter. We got South Bay, South Central, East San Gabriel Valley, San Fernando Valley, NAMI Urban LA, West Side, Glendale, Pomona, Whittier, and Antelope Valley. Let's give it up for the affiliates that do the hard work of NAMI in the county. All right. So we know, as Angelinos, that reality of living with a mental health condition is tough, it's rough. But mental health issues affect everybody, our friends, our coworkers, colleagues, neighbors, indirectly and directly. And despite the prevalence, as we know, discrimination and stigma remain really strong barriers for us in the community in receiving services. That's why every year during the first week of October, we come here to Grand Park to celebrate with each other, lift each other up, call power to importance of dealing with mental health in our lives every day. And our movement is growing stronger, as you can see. But the perception of mental illness is not going to change if we don't do the work to actively change it. And so we have an opportunity to do that today by standing together, but there's another big opportunity coming up with the 2018 elections. Yes. And I want us all to pay really great attention to the opportunity that's before us to get involved. NAMI National, our parent organization, has created a hashtag social media campaign called Vote for Mental Health that you can follow or sign on to. And they've made it pretty easy for us to get more understanding about what elected officials and what candidates are up to regarding mental health challenges and services. You know that today's candidates become tomorrow's leaders, and it's important that we get the right people to do right by us and our families. There is a register to vote booth here on site. It's in the corner back there where you can double check or triple check or get registered to vote in the first place. So please take advantage of your role as a citizen and as an Angelino to improve things for people struggling with mental illness here in LA. And again, I'm really glad to see you here. I'm thrilled it's not as hot and it's not as sunny. I hope you all enjoy yourselves. And I'm going to ask Supervisor for the Los Angeles County 5th District, Catherine Barger, to come up and express some views with us this morning. Please give her a warm round of applause. She's doing a great job invigorating our entire county around a more dignified approach to helping people living with mental illness. Supervisor Barger.
Thank you, Brittany, and let's give everyone here a round of applause for getting up on a Saturday morning to recognize it. I don't know if you know, but Brittany is my appointee to the Mental Health Commission for Los Angeles County, and I want to thank you, Brittany, for advocating each and every day on behalf of everybody throughout LA County, but in particular for the 5th District. I am honored to be here with everyone today. Mental health affects all of us. Everybody has someone in their life, whether it be a family member, a friend, a peer, a working associate who has suffered some sort of mental health crisis. It is time for us to get rid of this stigma, to recognize that mental illness is not a life sentence. It's something that we can all live with and live productive and happy lives. And I want to thank each and every one of the family members here today who are supporting their loved ones and helping them work through and navigate the world for the mentally ill. When I look at the statistics, 1 in 5 American adults' lives consist of mental illness, and that is according to the National Institute of Mental Health. I think it's important for us all to recognize that unless we can break the stigma, people will remain in the dark and be afraid to come out of the shadows. For me, as long as I am a county supervisor, I promise you that this issue will be front and center for me in my heart. But in order for me to do that, I have to have great people around me. And now it's my honor to introduce someone who is a visionary, someone who is helping me do my job, our Director of Mental Health, Dr. John Sharon, who I tell people doesn't think outside the box, he thinks without a box. He recognizes that we can and will do better. So with that, Dr. Jonathan Sharon, please come on up. And before you come up, Dr. Sharon, come on up here. I want you all to know that our last Board of Supervisors meeting, I brought up Nami, and we, throughout the county, declared Nami Walks 2018 to recognize all the work you do on behalf of 10 million residents of Los Angeles County. 10 million residents. And that is significant because 1 in every 10 people living in the United States live in LA County. So you have the support of a lot of people. So with that, Dr. Sharon.
What's happening, Nami? I want to start by just recognizing the fact that my boss, one of my 5 bosses, Supervisor Barger, is the real deal. She takes these issues as seriously as anybody, and the level of support and at times pressure that she applies to the department is allowing us to define a new era. And I want to thank you, Supervisor Barger, for being such an incredible advocate and force for good. Obviously, I want to recognize Nami. I've said it before, and I will say it again. I think that Nami is the prime example of what can happen around advocacy, with an advocacy group that has a huge influence on our entire culture and the way that we embrace and deal with challenges in our society. And I would ask you to continue to step it up and to continue pushing. As far as the issue of the day, I'll keep it really short. How many people here, directly or indirectly, are affected by cancer? That's it? I guess a lot of people just aren't listening because it's a whole lot of you. And how about heart disease? Okay? How many people are directly or indirectly affected by mental health problems? But what happens when someone has heart disease or has cancer as opposed to when someone has mental health problems? Very, very different dynamic and an acceptable dynamic. I came here today and I learned about a woman whose son had been missing because of his mental health problems. He was identified and he was brought into a hospital. He was then released from the hospital without anybody knowing it, and once again is missing. Does that happen when someone is in the hospital for cancer? Does it happen when someone's in the hospital for heart disease? So how is that acceptable for someone being in the hospital for a mental health problem? It's not. So this system that we're trying to build here in Los Angeles County, which can be more responsive in real time and not only rely upon law enforcement, but health and human services resources, hospital systems that are able to provide great care and be enabled and empowered to connect individuals with the system in the outpatient clinics, a system that is pushing for the prevention and mitigation of trauma and mental illness. That's what we need, that's what we're going for, and we need your help to get there. Thank you very much for being here. This is a big deal. I know that the Department of Mental Health is not just committed to this, but we got skin in the game, and we've raised a lot of money. And I want to send my thanks to the department. I want to send thanks to everybody who's here and all the people that have hope for a new future, because we have no choice, folks. Let's do it. Thank you.
Okay, our great thanks on behalf of all of NAMI, and our network is not even here in this Grand Park altogether yet, but our great thanks from NAMI to Supervisor Catherine Barger and Dr. Jonathan Sharon for their strong leadership on our behalf to change the system to make our lives better. And I would say to both of them that they have